Hi,
Hi, how are you guys doing?
good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got to watch the first four episodes the other day and I absolutely loved it. Like, I thought I was gonna like the show, but I love it, love it, love it.
Oh.
Thank you.
Congratulations, honestly. I'm so excited for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'd like to ask a question to all of you guys. How did you hear about the show? How did you find out that they were casting?
Well, an audition came to me and yeah, I was super excited when I read the sides that they gave us for the audition. I was super hyped, Then there was the callback and then before you knew it, they were like, we're, you're coming to LA to shoot the pilot. And I was like, pinch me, is this happening? And it's been a dream job.
Yeah.
When I was sent the audition,
No, go.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it was one of those scripts that was that dream script that you were never ever gonna get the role. It was so well written in this Gen Z world, and we knew it was, written by somebody young. You could just feel it from the script. All of these conversations that people had, or certain gestures that were even specified in the script were so Gen Z specific. Yeah, it was just really authentic right off the page.
I got the opportunity I actually auditioned for a different project. And then because of that, I got a call back for that project and they brought me back for this one. And when I read the script, I was like, I love this character so much. I really hope that like whoever gets to play this role, even if it's not me, like I hope that they like really bring this character justice. And I really hope that I get to be that person because I would know how to do it. I really hope that like I get the privilege to, but if I don't, I really hope they choose somebody who will like really just give it everything. And crazily enough, like unrealistically enough, like I had the privilege to like play such a authentic and awesome and beautiful character.
I'm really glad you said that, Haley, because I honestly connected to Greta so much. Like I had so much empathy for her because we learn a lot about her in those first four episodes. Like she has a lot going on. I want to know like what's something you really admire about Greta?
Oh my gosh, I think so much. She's coming from a place where, it's almost like even like you see like her friend group at the beginning is like not a very accepting friend group, and she has like the courage, despite the fear to like really like just be who she is, and she does it at her own pace and she does it so well, and that's just something I really admire, and I like really hope that people can watch and relate to her because she is like to some extent like a hero. She's really um like doing her best with what she's got, and I think she's like totally killing it, and I'm just as like an actor, I'm like watching this character and I'm like rooting for her, even though I'm playing her. So that's been a privilege to do.
And Lukita, your character is very interesting in that she is very vocal about what she does not like about this world and what she wants to change about it in a way that is clearly sometimes annoying to the other characters. I wonder, like, in what ways, in terms of like how vocal she is about what she cares about, like, in what ways do you relate to your character, to Delilah?
Yeah, she's very passionate, she's very driven, and I relate to those things. um I think that in the space of high school, uh she's not afraid to be loud and stand up to authority and tell people what she thinks. And in those first couple episodes, we kind of see that side of her only because she's not super close with a lot of the other characters yet, and they're perceiving her as this front. And later on, we start to break into it, she starts to develop relationships with other characters, and then you get to see some more, which I relate to as well. I think, yeah.
And Nathanya, your character, I have to say, is so funny. Um, she really speaks her mind all the time.
Yeah.
I am interested to see where her own story goes. Can you like give us a little bit without giving away anything, kind of like how she establishes herself throughout the season, how we get to, learn more about Ariana?
I think Ariana is always like on 100, like at every single, like she's always doing the most. She's always a lot. But you really get to see her backstory and where she come from. Like, she has two gay dads, and she was adopted, so that is a lot of her story. And even though she has a hard exterior, she doesn't like showing emotions. You get to slowly see her break down those walls throughout the season. And yeah, she reveals that soft teddy bear underneath that hard exterior as the season goes on.
Yeah, she's definitely interesting. And I want to ask you and also Lukita and Haley about the lockdown scenes. Because Ariana has this one moment where she's on her phone, playing around, I guess. I mean, what was shooting all those scenes like?
Oh man, I mean, yeah, I think that one of that scene in particular, you really get to see each character individually and exactly what each character is going through in that moment. And for Ariana, this is just like another normal day for her. She's like at this place where she doesn't want to be. And for her, at that moment, it just makes sense to be doing what she's doing, like playing that terrible game that she's playing. And what cracks me up is the look that Delilah gives her. It's like she's like, "Girl, what are you doing?" But in that specific scene, you really get to see each individual character and what they're dealing with in those moments.
I think it was a look into, thank you. Yeah, I'm a Gen Z kid. I went to public high school, and it was just very reflective of my high school lockdown experience. Everybody knew the drill. Everybody was very familiar with it. And in the room, you're going to have that kid that's incredibly stressed out and incredibly worried. And some kids that, like Ariana, that is just like, it's every day. Like, she's just very used to this, very used to being put in this situation. But yeah.
Haley?
For the lockdown scene, I think it's really interesting because you get to see how Gen Z reacts to situations like this. Yeah. It's such a unique thing to Gen Z to like be very casual about something very serious. Just like throwing around things like, I might die, whatever, let me open up a bag of chips. Like, that's such a Gen Z type of attitude to have towards these things, where it's like some things are so almost hard to cope with that we have to like really like push through, or almost like create some humor to like really like lighten it up, or like to be like, okay, yeah, this is normal, and yeah, like this stress is kind of in the back of my head, even though like nothing has ever happened before, but there is kind of like that fear that's in the background, and it's like small, but it's like, I feel like it's just like a very authentic telling of what happens in these experiences. And even like the person who wrote it, the creator, Zelda Barnes, is just like going off of her own experiences, and you really see that. And I feel like you can really relate to those characters. And also on that day, I feel like it was a day that, as just people and as actors, we were all in this situation together, and it was definitely a bonding moment for us too.
Yeah, and just that scene at the end where you see all of this happening throughout the lockdown, but at the end of that scene, everyone comes together to watch that video, and you really see like, oh man, these kids, they have each other to support each other at the end of the day, which like kind of ties the whole thing together. That video, them watching it together.
Oh, sorry. And my last question for you guys is, because I'm also a Gen Z, so I definitely related to a lot of things that are happening. So my last question for you guys, really quick, is what does the title generation mean to you? I'll start with you, Nathanya.
A title really captures the essence of the show. It's just like, this is who we are. Take it. We're gonna, take us how we are, and we're gonna show you this is who we are. And yeah, that's how I feel like the title really encaptures the whole show and that power.
Haley?
On the set, sometimes we'll just catch ourselves randomly saying like, this is me, and somebody in the cast will be like, this is real, this is me. And I feel like that's just like, that's the show, like right there is just like quoting like a Disney Channel movie that everybody watched, and like just like from something that you said, it's like so random and so, like out there, and it's just like how we communicate with each other with like inside jokes that everybody knows. And I feel like all of the little things in the show is like is that generation, and that's like, I feel like the title is so fitting to like what we're portraying and doing.
Lukita?
Yeah, the title generation also stylized with a plus. It's a very inclusive, very open title for putting a label on the generation that's an open-ended label. I feel like everybody in Gen Z, in this space, in the social media world, we're trying to find out who we are. Like teenagers, they're trying to find out who they are. And I think that, generation, it's just very inclusive. It's a very inclusive name and title for us growing up, Gen Z.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited for you guys when this comes out. It really is a great show, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the episode. So congratulations again on everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.